Hi everyone! So last week I asked you to send me your questions for a Q&A, and today I'm going to be answering those questions. So these are all the ones that come through on the YouTube announcement video last week, so I'm just going to go through the list and read them and answer them basically. So the first set of questions are from Rihanna Fan, and they ask, are you ever going to do the 1-year programme when you work at Epcot? I'm thinking about it, if I'm honest. I really like my job currently, and I have a nan here that is not massively well, so I would quite like to stay and spend some time with her, but it is definitely something I'm considering, and I'm just having a think about if I did it, when I'd want to do it, and thinking about saving for it. So it's not written off, but it's not confirmed, if that makes sense. It's like I'm like floating in the limbo of whether I want to do a year's program at Disney, because also I don't know if I want to go back into like retail or food and beverage. I just don't know if I want that, or if I just want to go as trips for like holiday vacation. So we'll see. I haven't decided yet, if I'm going to be completely honest. Do I prefer the name Disney? Do I prefer the name Downtown Disney or Disney Springs? I actually prefer Downtown Disney personally. I just think because that's the one that I've known for a lot longer. I've never actually... Was it called Disney Springs when I was there last? I think it might have been, but it only just changed over, so I've not got in the habit of calling it Disney Springs just yet. Have I ever been to the T-Rex Cafe at Disney Springs? I have. You've put it's your favourite. It's not my favourite, I'm sad to say. I didn't massively love it, but I know that the theming and the atmosphere is a big draw for a lot of people. Have I ever been to Busch Gardens? I have. I'm not a huge fan of Busch Gardens. I find the theming's a bit rubbish for me personally, and the rides are good, but I'm like, it's a little bit far out the way. So I do go occasionally, like I went in 2012 last, but it's not somewhere that I'd want to go every trip. Karen Freeman asked, what is the one thing you're most looking forward to in Florida? Food. Sunshine and food, but mainly food. Just having some things that because I'm kind of, what are the words I'm looking for? Where I live in Southampton, it's a city. There's a lot of really good places to eat here, but like, we've done them. I've been living here for nearly 10 years. I've done them. I'm just excited to go somewhere and have American food and just really enjoy it and not feel guilty, because calories don't count in Florida. They count here though. Kai asks, would I ever go to Disneyland Paris? I'm not sure. Most of me saying no, but if I went with people that I knew would really enjoy it, then it might make me enjoy it. I just don't see I don't know, the cost to me, and I know a lot of people complain about this statement, but the cost of Disneyland Paris, the amount it costs to go, I could put towards a Florida holiday, so I just don't compare them, and I just really love Florida, so no, unless I could get a really good deal and go with people that I really like would have an amazing time with. Kerry Spouse says, if you could go to any Disney park free of charge for a week, everything paid for, where would you... Oh, sorry. If you go to any Disney park free of charge for a week, everything paid for, where would you, and where would you stay? Epcot, especially if I had all the spending money, because I really like all the like World Showcase shops in Epcot, if that's included, and the food in Epcot's really good. Resort I would stay at would probably be the Beach Club. It's somewhere that I really like the look of. It's got beaches and cream, it's got the really cool pool, and it's really close to Epcot, so it'd be really easy to get to. Sandra, I'm gonna probably ruin, like, Sandra Trujillo, if I said that right. I'm sorry if I haven't. I'm terrible at names. Has said, are you happy living where you are, or are you planning to move out alone or with a roommate? We are having to move out of this particular place, and I'm going to be currently staying with Ash. We're going to get a 2-bedroom place somewhere else in Southampton, and then just live as roommates. So that should be good. We're currently on the looking, and we need to be out of here by April. Hannah's Neverland asks, how's the job going? How are you feeling about your solo trip? Excited, nervous, scared? I've always wanted to do a solo trip for a while now. How are you finding it adapting your plans? The job's going really well. I'm really liking my job. I just got a nice pay rise recently, which is good. It's what you want. And yeah, I really like it. I really like where I work and all the people I work with, so that's always a plus. How am I feeling about the trip? I'm actually mainly excited, a little bit nervous, not scared, maybe a little bit sad, just because of not going with anyone, and there'll be a few rides that I think would just be a bit strange going on by myself. But apart from that, I think it will be okay. I'm pretty excited. Adapting my plans was quite hard because I've just kind of not really made too many. I've like got things I want to do and I keep going to try and plan more, but where I don't have to like fit in what anyone else wants to do, I'm kind of just like winging it a little bit, not much. I'm still doing like a lot of planning. Disney Zoe says, what is your favourite Disney ride? You have to pick one from every park that you've been to, and one overall. And what's your favourite Disney resort? If you were going to go to a different Disney park, where would you go? Okay, favourite Disney ride in each parks would be Animal Kingdom would be Dinosaur, Magic Kingdom would be the People Mover, Epcot would be... Ooh, Epcot. The Grand Fiesta Tour, and Hollywood Studios would be Tower of Terror. My favourite overall is Dinosaur, and if I could go to a Disney park that I've not been to, it would be... my favourite Disney resort is Florida because I haven't really done any of the other ones. I really want to go to Disney Sea in Tokyo. It's like the theme park I'd really like to go to. Caroline and Sean have asked, which of the Snow White dwarfs do you relate to the most? I've got to remember what they ask. Okay, there's Doc, Sleepy, Dopey, Bashful, Happy, Sneezy, Grumpy? Probably Dopey because I lack any kind of like common sense. I do stuff that's really stupid, so I'd say Dopey, I think. What is Doc known for? Is that wise, or is he a doctor? Why is he called Doc and the rest of them have emotional names? Well, not emotional names, but have like... I don't know, weird. Oh, I'm gonna get this name really wrong. Is it Damaris B? Sorry. They've asked, do you plan on going to the Character Warehouse while you're in Florida? I do. I might actually try both of them. I think there's two, isn't there? There's one in Vineland and there's one in the International Drive outlet. So I might try both, but I'll definitely be going to the Vineland ones. Martin, is it Sorensen? Oh God, I'm so bad at surnames. Has asked, I know you probably planned your days right down to the minute, but have you considered going to any of the cheesy tourist attractions? I have been seeing some advertising. Oh boy, it might be a good laugh. I love going to the really, really tacky gift shops on International Drive. There's like the Wizard one, and the ones that have in the window like any t-shirt like $5. Those ones, I love those ones. When you go in, they've got the really inappropriate greet like postcards, and I just find them hilarious, and have the really creepy section with like the alligator heads, and I don't like that, or like the sand dollars, or like the shell necklaces. Love all of that apart from that alligator. Although I did used to have one of those, which looking back is really gross and really inhumane, so I don't know why I owned that as a child, or why my parents let me buy one. Don't really know. I also like the things that you've got like, they're like bottle openers or magnets, and it's got like the gel in there with like the little tiny plastic dolphins and stars and stuff. I like those. SB has asked, what is my favourite ride in Hollywood Studios? As I said, it'd be Tower of Terror. Theme Park Gamers has asked, if you could stay at any hotel in Disney for free, which one would you stay in? What's the thing you most look forward to this trip? What is your favourite ride attraction that never gets a queue? Thank you, love your channel. Thanks guys. I have answered a couple of these already, but the hotel I'd like to stay in that I've never stayed in before, if I go free, would be Beach Club or the villas. Are they called villas? Bungalows in Polynesian Village. What am I looking forward to most on this trip? Food. And actually trying rides that I've never done before. There's a few that I've watched and I've gone, I've never done that. Like Tom Sawyer's Island. I don't think I've ever been to Tom Sawyer's Island. Or like O Canada, or the like the show in the US Pavilion in Epcot. I haven't done any of those, so I'm going to try and do those this trip. What is my favourite attraction ride that never gets a queue? Probably the People Mover. Although it does get a queue sometimes, it goes really quickly, so that's my favourite. Lily Mac has asked, do you have any fears about doing a solo trip? For example, I'm doing a solo trip soon, and one of my fears is that I'll get bored being by myself while waiting on lines for rides. I'm not too nervous about that because I have my phone and I can go on social media. I think I'll be mostly sad about not having someone to like share it with. So you'll see something really cool and you'll be like, oh, you know, when you go, look at that, and there'll be no one to react to that. I haven't done solo trips before, but obviously when I was a cast member I had solo days, and there were things I'd see and I remember being like, oh, I wish my family was here to see that, or I wish my friends were here to see that. So I think that's the only thing that would really make me sad, is doing stuff or experiencing stuff that I know someone else would really like. But that's why I've got my camera, I suppose, this time, so you guys can be the person I'm like, look at this! Except you won't respond, because if you did, that would be really creepy. Cara said, what's your favourite character to meet in the parks dining? I like meeting Pocahontas and Goofy. They're like my two faves, I think. Just because Pocahontas always says something really random. Every time I've met Pocahontas, she comes out with the weirdest stuff. And Goofy, because Goofy's like one of my favourites. Laura Alice has said, watching your videos has inspired me to do my own solo trip to Disney World in July. My main worry is spending money. How is it you are going to budget yourself on this upcoming trip? I've also been applying for a culture representative program for 2 years now, and I was wondering how you did in your application. First point is, I don't intend to budget. It sounds awful. I'm going to be taking enough money on cards and a little bit of cash to make sure that if I want something I can just buy it, because they're the kind of holidays that I quite like to do. I don't really like budgeting, which sounds really awful, but if you saw like how scringy and tight I was being at the moment, scringy? I meant stingy, and like tight with my money I'm being at the moment, it's nice to just go away, and because I think dollars don't really feel like real money, so I don't feel like I'm spending my money, so I don't mind too much. Application, kind of mentioned at the start, I have kind of put that on hold until I really decide what I'm going to do. Andrea Moore has asked, I'd like to know what sunscreen you've bought for Florida Sun, because you said you'd be more careful with sunburn this time around. And I'd also like to know what you do to pass the time on an airplane, read, what genres of books your favourite, watch movies, do you bring your own downloads or watch whatever's on the plane, listen to music, do you have your own playlist, or any other entertainment, puzzle books, etc. I have got sun cream. I showed it in my weekend vlog. I will probably get more when I'm out there, and it's one of those ones that you can, like, it's clear and you can spray it, so I can keep it in my bag and spray it throughout the day. So I'll keep checking in and letting you know that I'm not burnt, hopefully. In terms of keeping myself occupied on the plane, I am the worst for this. I had the shortest attention span. I honestly, which is the worst thing you can do, spend most of my flight watching the screen where the plane's moving. Because I can't concentrate on films or books, or I try and have a little sleep if I can, and then I just people watch other people on the flight and then just get really restless and moan about how bored I am. So I'm probably the worst person for when it comes to flights. I just need to take like a sleeping tablet and just knock myself out for the flight. Ramrolled Redfish has said, have you ever considered a more permanent move to be closer to a Disney park? What do you think about the minivan rideshare service versus Uber, Lyft being allowed into Disney property? Do you own any Disney Dooney bags? If so, which? If not, would you pick? Have you considered an Adventures by Disney trip? Okay, I don't think I would move closer to be like permanently close to Disney, unless I was obviously doing like a program there. I really like Florida and I like America quite a bit, but from living there was a few things that I didn't massively like. Not that there's anything wrong with America. You know, when you're just so used to living in your own sort of culture and how things are done in the UK, it was really weird for me to go over and things like healthcare being different, and just, you know, tax not being on things and not having baked beans or Marmite and just, it was just different. And I don't know if it didn't feel like home, so I'm not sure. I don't know to answer that one. I think the minivans are a really good idea for people like my parents who they still think Uber and Lyft is like a dodgy service with some like rickety old cab and it's not safe. And I think the minivan is kind of really catering for them. It's a Disney provided service that's pretty much the same, a little bit more expensive, but they feel with the theming that it's safer, which is kind of, I don't know if that's why people are getting them, but I know that's definitely why my parents would get them if they saw them. So I think it's a pretty good idea. I think both services are good. They just kind of have a different market, I think. I don't own any Disney Dooney bags yet, but I'm hoping to pick one up this time. And the one I want is either the backpack or like a tote bag, which has got the brown leather and it's got the castle and a few characters on it in white. So I'm going to see if they've got that. If not, There might be like a flower and garden one, might be quite cool, but that's what I'm looking for. Also, I haven't actually looked into any of the Adventures by Disney trips. I don't really know if they're like worthwhile from the UK, because I think you have to go to America to start them maybe. I honestly haven't really looked into it too much. I do like to do a lot of my own holidays DIY. Did think about the California one though, but it's really expensive from what I've seen from doing zero research and just watching the Dis Unplugged. Victoria from Disney in Detail has asked, what are my top 5 favourite movies of all time? Okay, these are going to sound really random if you know me. My favourite movies of all time is Jaws, and the reason being, I think we've had this conversation before, is that when I first went into studying media, that was the first film that I kind of really analysed, and all the cinematography and how groundbreaking some of the shots were. I understand it's very dated now, but from like a film student perspective, it was really cool. Similar with Alien. Alien is one of my favourite films as well, for the same reason. It's just really well filmed and it was a really good concept. My other favourite film would probably, I'm just looking at my film collection, I would have said Beauty and the Beast, but it's, since the new film's come out and like it's been really over, Primark have like killed it, I just want to step away from that for a little while. So I think my other favourite film would be, for rewatchability, I'm probably going to say Harry Potter. Favourite Harry Potter is the Goblet of Fire. That's the one that I rewatched the most. So that would be my third favourite, I think. Luke Carrigan has asked, will you be vlogging like last time? Will you be visiting any water parks such as Volcano Bay, as I know they weren't open last time? I will be attempting to vlog this time. I don't know how well it's going to go. We're going to give it a go though. And water parks I intend to go to are Typhoon Lagoon and Volcano Bay, because I have tickets to get me into both. It's probably not going to be a whole day trip, more of like a morning, but I want to go and see what they're like. Well, I know what Typhoon Lagoon's like. I'm more like Volcano Bay. Luke also asked, will I be bringing back any American taste tests? Yes, I really liked trying all the American candy and things, and I really want to do them with my friend Emma. So I'm going to bring back loads of other stuff because she hasn't tried any of those and I really want to do them with her. So if she ends up watching this, Emma, I'm going to bring back loads of food for us to try. And if you don't know who Emma is, she's been in quite a few of my vlogs. She's one of my best friends. I was her bridesmaid, and yeah, I think it'll be really fun to do with her. Laura has asked, what are you most looking forward to do on your non-park days in the trip? You can tell I can't speak when I'm reading these questions. I just read stuff way too quickly. But favourite thing I'm looking forward to do on my non-park day of the trip is shopping. I freaking love shopping. So any kind of reason to spend money and I'm there, and sunbathing. Although I like swimming more. So swimming and shopping and eating. So MLD Travel have asked, if I'm not able to get any fast passes for Flight of Passage, am I going to wait in line? It was one of the very few lines that they would wait 2.5 hours for. I don't know. On my own, I don't think I would wait 2.5 hours. However, I'm like silently confident I'm going to be able to get on the ride. I've got loads of days to try. The first few days of my trip on touring plans, the crowd calculator is 1, so I should be okay. And if not, I'll go next time. I'm not too bothered. I don't think I want to take 2 to 3 hours out of my day to queue. I'll maybe queue for 40 minutes, but that's probably going to be my max. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And obviously you guys will be coming along so we can see how that goes. Is it Sevenair has asked, what are your plans for Hollywood Studios given all the construction? I've just read an article today about people steering clear of it. Will you make it a half-day park, or otherwise what else will you be in instead? Yeah, it's going to be a half-day park for me. I'm probably going to get there about lunchtime, early afternoon, and then just stay for the fireworks of the evening. So in the morning I intend to go to the boardwalk, have a nice breakfast there, have a look around, and just have a bit of a chill out, not do anything too crazy. And yeah, that's kind of my plan, and then head to Hollywood Studios around late lunchtime, do the 4 or 5 rides that are there, and then go for my Star Wars dessert party that I've got booked on May 4th, which I'm very excited about. Maria Davis asks, as an American, I'm wondering if you find the TV shows I love which use English history as a basis, such as Victoria, The Crown, etc., to be interesting, accurate, or something you would never watch. I personally wouldn't watch them. I find them really boring. I'm not a massive fan of our history, as the UK. I find it a bit dull. I like really morbid history. So like German history is like a really big interest of mine, and a bit of American history. But I suppose in the UK, like my history, like I like is like Jack the Ripper and details of the plague and like the Great Fire of London. They're the kind of things that interest me, like the royalty and things. I literally had to think for a second if all those things actually happened or if it was like I was like, is any of those a film that I've watched that wasn't real? No, we're good. They're all actual historical events. But like The Crown and like things like that, and Downton Abbey, which I know is not real, but like that kind of classic Englishness, I'm not a fan of. I don't really like English TV that much. Ashley Overstreet has asked, I live in Florida, not too far from Disney, and I have an annual pass. I would love to meet up with you in one of the parks possibly. Let me know if you want to meet up one day. It would be over the weekend because of the work, blah, blah. I've never been alone when you're at Florida. Wishing you all the best. I've had a couple requests, and actually I know ages ago I asked if anyone was free to meet up and everything. I got quite a lot of requests and I'm like, I'm kind of struggling to keep on top of it. What I'm gonna do is let everyone know what days I'm where, and then we can like arrange on the day, because I'm also have to fit my fast passes that I can get in with stuff that I want to do, but then I also want to meet people, so it's a bit up in the air. Let's wing it. Let's wing it. We're gonna wing it and see what happens. Nearer the time I'll probably have a more solid plan that I can share with everyone, because my plans have changed slightly, but at the moment, until I've got all my fast passes, I don't want to like do anything specifically with people, because there are rides I do really want to go on that I've not done before. So yeah, we'll see. Don't say no, don't say yes, because we need to see when we're both free and make sure it works for everyone. And the final question comes from Melissa, and she has asked, how's the house hunting going? Have you found anywhere yet? We haven't found anywhere yet, but we're going to be looking again this weekend, so fingers crossed for me, everyone, that I find somewhere. But it's going okay. We haven't found anywhere, but it'll be fine. I know it'll be fine, so it's not too much of a worry. But that is all the questions that you guys asked me. So thank you very much to everyone that asked questions. Thank you to everyone that sat through this and watched it, and I hope you learned a little bit more about me. I would like to just take a second at the end here just to kind of ask you guys, obviously we're getting a lot closer to my Florida trip now, what kind of like preparing videos would you like to see? I was going to kind of do a what's in my park bag, what I'm packing, but is there anything else specifically that you'd like to see from me? Let me know, because I've got a few slots available, but I do want to start filming those and getting those out soon, because the countdown's starting and there's not too many Fridays left before I go. So thank you for everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!